The story is about Emma, who is a high school senior, and she doesn't believe in love, especially not after her parents' bitter divorce when she was little. So that's kind of her primal wound is that her parents were divorced, and she no longer believes in love. And she attends the festival of Tanabata at the end of summer with her grandfather, and it's a wishing festival. So a lot of people will write wishes on pieces of paper, and you tie them to bamboo, and you hope that they come true. And she makes a wish about uh, proof that love can stay, that it can last. And I think in the book I wrote that there's a big gust of wind, and then she sees a shooting star, like the universe is winking at her, and then her big journey ensues after that. The first note she receives kind of falls like this is speculative fiction, so there's a little bit of magic involved and a little bit of belief. You have to be willing to kind of be swept away into the story. And the she receives this, like, she's the first thing she gets is this little scrap of paper that says, "If I'm being honest, I've loved you from the beginning." So there's three love interests. I mean, why not? And she each of these boys, so the letter writer who's writing to her from the future, that's part of this book, is that she's receiving these letters from the future, um, is saying that he's the love of her life. And at the same time, there's all these boys that kind of start entering her life after she's had a very boring life. And so there's Ezra, who's like the penultimate crush, who she loved in high school from very far away, and he was very popular. And there's Theo, the boy next door, and then there's Colin and Sebastian, who are twins, who are wealthy clients. She cleans houses, and so that's how she meets them. It's a tricky thing to do, and it's something that actually didn't, you know, happen until the final pass of the manuscript, because you're still kind of shaping all of these characters and who they are. And so you need the clues to fit all of them, but it's you need to make the characters first to fit the clues. And so I remember going through the book and kind of in the final pass making sure that all the clues fit. And the way that I did it, on the first pass, was just making sure that everything was really general, and that it could kind of at any time the reader could say it might be this person, but then you want to kind of be able to flip the script at any time and for the reader to say, oh, I guess it could be this person. And really, when you look at the book, I think there's only like two or three clues that are dropped, and then they shift throughout the book, so it becomes applicable to one character and then it's flipped in the next scene. So I hope it's a lot of fun for the reader, kind of yanking them back and forth. So I do most of my I do outlines. I am a big outliner, I'm a big plotter, but the key word in that is plotter. So characters I get to know along the way. So I know what my action beats are going to look like. I know kind of what's going to happen in each scene, but I don't really know how the character is going to develop, which is kind of, I feel like that's the point of the book, right? Is that they evolve throughout the book and they show you how they're going to grow. And it's also kind of the fun part of the book. But I did for this, I did have to kind of imagine what each of these love interests looked like 10 years down the line, to know what they might be saying to her. And not only that, but in the book they describe future plans, like what they're going to be doing. And so I had to make sure that those matched up well. So I did have to kind of think about that earlier on than I usually would have. The way the communication works is that there's letters that kind of fall from the sky, which again is part of the magical part of the book, that we have to kind of buy into it. And then they begin to email each other, so they're able to email through space and time. She actually gets to have like a dialogue with this person, so she gets to respond to their letters and he responds back.